Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports and Songs podcast. We're on season 5, episode number 43. This is the sports edition tonight on our weekly Monday night show. Andy, how are you?
I'm doing good. Exhausted. Like we put on social media, for us, it was a true sports and songs weekend. Baseball Friday night, songs on concert Saturday night, and more baseball Sunday.
We found many things to do to keep ourselves occupied here. This time of year, Labor Day weekend's coming up. Lots of things going on, and it's fun. I always enjoy this time of year to get to the ballparks and whatnot. But we got
a little behind on the community service, but oh well.
Yes.
Sorry.
So we're going to do a sports episode tonight. Major League Baseball, once again, is full swing. They're down to the final, I think it's 5 weeks left of the season.
Right.
Let's do a trivia question.
Hit it.
Do you know... Actually, you do know. I forgot. What is his name?
Jamie Moyer.
Jamie Moyer. The trivia question tonight relates to Jamie Moyer, longtime baseball starting pitcher, right, for many teams, bounced around, had a long career. How many baseball MLB ballparks did he pitch in? Now, there's 30 teams. How many ballparks did he appear in over his career, in his major league career? Not minor leagues, not overseas, just major league ballparks.
All right.
And keep in mind, he was involved during this whole interleague play, and he got to play in a bunch of ballparks. But we'll get to the answer at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
A lot of it's a very interesting. I did not know the answer to this. It's a very fun question. We'll get to the answer at the end of this, but let's hit it off with some sports.
Here we go. First of all, Minnesota State baseball tournament's going on. Get your shirts now. You can get them at the games.
All three locations.
Plain, Jordan or Green Isle. You can get some shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tank tops, hats, koozies. All right, here's the brackets. We'll just break them down real quick here. No offense, everybody, we're breaking them down quick because later this week we are going to do a show based on it, but just get you up to date. Here's your matchups. It was Jordan over Cold Springs, 5-0. Sauk Center, 4-1 over Loretto. New Ulm Brewers, 12-1 over St. Bonnie and 7. And Buckman, Billy Goats over Fergus, 8-2. So therefore, your updated bracket on that side, top part of your board. Jordan and Sauk Center, Friday, 7:30. New Ulm, Buckman, Saturday afternoon. Then the winners will play Sunday at 1. And then it goes on more after that. We're just keeping it here. Well, more later for you, just getting you through the first couple days. Relax. YA over Raymond, 4-2. Union Hill takes only 7 innings to beat Clinton 13-2. Farming 4, Fairmont 14 in 8 innings. And Nisswa 1, Sartell 3.
Nisswa was the champion from 2 years ago. Nisswa Lightning, and so they're out. Last year was Maple Lake. They're out. So
Young American Cardinals and Union Hill Bulldogs, Friday in Green Isle at 7:30. Saturday, 4 p.m. in the Jordan, Fairmont and Sartell. Those winners will play Sunday the 1st. Waterville loses to Red Wing 8-1. Cortland 8, Isanti 1. St. Joseph Joe's Donut, Buffalo Bulldogs 3. And the Carver Black Sox lost 7-4 to Watkins. So here we go. It's Red Wing and Cortland and Buffalo and Watkins. Bottom bracket, Le Sueur Braves lost to Bird Island Bullfrogs 10-0 and 7. Kimball takes 10 innings this time to beat Foley 4-3. Bemidji Blue Ox and New York Millers 3-0 Bemidji. And Waconia Lakers 6-1 over Montgomery. No hitter thrown in that game for Waconia. Congrats.
Yeah, John Besnicek, a left-handed pitcher, threw a no-hitter first time in 3 years in the state tournament. I think 26th time overall that has been accomplished. Congrats.
So we're looking at the Bird Island Bulldogs, not the Bull Island Bird Dogs.
Bullfrogs, yep.
Bullfrogs, see? Bird Island Bullfrogs, I'll get it. And the Kimball Express. Winner of that game plays winner of the Bemidji Blue Ox and Waconia Lakers. And here's the B roundup real quick here. Champlain Park will play St. Louis Park. Hopkins Berries will play Meesville. And then the bottom half, Air Freight in Minnetonka, Lions Pub and Burnsville. Next year, we have to get ahead of ourselves. Hutchinson, Broughton, and Gaylord. Just saying. And
should be good.
Never too early
all
to talk
good
about the
sights
Baseball
once again.
Classic in March.
Wow. Okay, I'm not familiar
March Madness. Here it is.
with this for this year yet. I like it.
Yes. So here we, whoops. Got a little excited there. Holy cow, I got way ahead of myself. There we are. So that's 2026 even. So there you go. It's 2 years out. Never too early to talk World Baseball Classic.
Interesting. Okay, good.
They already got it marked down. They got to have all the qualifiers for a few years, but March 6th through 11th, you want to be in San Juan if you want to go see Team Canada play. There you go. You'll be in Houston that weekend,
Excellent.
see Team USA. Go ahead. Maybe take off to Miami to see Venezuela and the DR and Netherlands and Israel play. Go ahead. Maybe you happen to be in Tokyo that week. Good for you. Japan, Australia, Korea, Czech, and the qualifier team.
Make your plans now. This really took off the last time they did this. I mean, the attendance and the awareness was huge. I didn't follow this much before this last one, but good stuff.
I think with the blow up of internet and the baseball network and everything else, it really helped it blow up this year. And, of course, guys like Otani and everything else, and a lot of the guys from the Mexico and DR, those players are just blowing up. They're doing well nationally, have helped it. So Cuba and Puerto Rico too. Don't want to leave them out. Yes. Boys and girls soccer, state of Minnesota. Not to pick favorites, but since I listed as boys and girls, we'll start with boys.
Okay.
Now, remember this is through today for their standings here. So it's through week 1. And this is off MinHub, so it's off the Minnesota Star Tribune now site. So Class 3A boys, Washburn, Wayzata, and Maple Grove and Tonka are your top 4. As you see, some of those teams, Stillwater, they win and they drop from 7 to 9. The joys of rankings in high school sports early in the season.
Yeah, these aren't even conference games
Yeah.
or matches yet. These are still just opening up the season with some non-conference activity.
But except, DSL must have played someone good. But here's 2A. It's Orono, Hillmurray, Academy of Holy Angels, Worthington are your top 4. And 1A, Minneapolis Washburn, Wayzata. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 3. Wrong button. There we go. 1A, St. Paul Academy, Breck, Minnehaha, and St. Cloud Cathedral. The gals, Wayzata, Stillwater, White Bear are your top 3. Minnetonka at number 9. 2A, Academy of Holy Angels is number 1. They are 1-0. But don't say Margaret lost. They must have played one of those guys there. Maybe Blake, who debuts at 1-0 at 3rd.
Yeah, or another class even perhaps in some of these.
Maybe they moved up and
jump around.
Yep.
Good stuff.
And in single A, Providence, St. Paul Academy, and Southwest Christian are your top 3. There's Watertown Mayor at 7. Woo-hoo. Go Royals. Girls volleyball. Now, yes, I know they've had a week of games, but this is from the preseason polls on the 24th. They haven't updated them yet, so just trying to get the preseasons out. Don't send hate mail. Yes, I know there's been games. This shows zeros because, again, July 24th. Champlain Park, Lakeville North, and Lakeville South are your top 3. Excuse me, for 4A. 3A, Northfield, Wilmer, Rocori, and Marshall. Delano at 7, Monty at 8. 2A, Albany, Chatfield, Howley, Belle Plaine at 4. There you go. And the single A, Mabel, Mayor Lutheran, and Minneota are your top 3. And some current standings for our friends in the major leagues.
Yes.
As of this morning, I know there was afternoon games. Excuse me. So this is as of this morning as I was having coffee.
Okay.
Dodgers, Phillies, Brewers are your top 3. They are in division winners. Wild card as of right now. Diamondbacks, Padres, and Braves. Mets 2.5 out. Braves are playing the Twins these next few days. So it should be
Yeah,
interesting.
3-game series at Target Field. It should be interesting. They've been pulling off they've been hot. They've been streaking hot.
And the Mets are at Arizona, so they can help their own cause here a little bit.
Okay.
And then the American League, Yankees, Guardians. I can catch myself on that. And Astros. Orioles, Royals, Twins. And it's the Royals and Guardians that are playing each other right now. So that could be pretty close. That was a 3-game lead, I think, coming into today. So could be interesting.
Oh, yes.
And the Gophers made a preseason tournament already for basketball. So there you go. They'll play Wichita State. Then they'll play the next day against
Shockers.
Yes, someone against someone else, depending on how that all goes. But
So
see, this is what I mean.
This is men's, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They can have these preseason tournaments. That's all fine and great and lovely. This is like I said, they should do with college football. You can expand your playoffs, but you'd have these preseason or your preseason bowl games, if you will. So get your sponsorship in. They get all these invitational sponsors like this for tournaments for basketball. Works out great.
Not bad. Not bad.
The W, as they call it.
Yes.
I just got a few notes. This is the only time I'm going to mention Caitlin Clark's name on this because I know everybody thinks it's a Caitlin Clark Love Fest. It's not. Just it is what it is. But here's the top 5 sellers for merch. Kate Martin up there at number 4. Your last pick in the draft at number 4. Just saying.
Yeah, that is very interesting. The love that the nation really has with Kate Martin. She's not in any of the controversies. She's not in anything like that. She wasn't planning on playing pro ball as far as I know. Yep. She gets drafted. She's playing, not starting, not getting a lot of minutes.
Just coming off an injury. She was starting at the end there and then came off an injury.
So still contributing. Number 4 in sales. That is amazing. Caitlin Clark makes sense. Reese, and then Asia
Sabrina,
Wilson. Yep. It's interesting, and most 4 of the 5 are either 20s or 22s.
Yes.
Jersey numbers.
Now, I don't write this stuff. I just report it. Everyone says Angel Reese, what a great rebounder, and that's right. 43 rebounds in the last 7 games. She's also had 64 missed shots. You watch her highlights. About half of her rebounds, if not more, are her own missed shots.
Oh, good point. Okay.
Just saying. She had 20 rebounds 3 games in a row. How many were on missed shots? The
nice thing about that is that she's good at following her shot rather than peeling back and going backwards after the shot. And for those who missed the easiest rebounds, or many times your own missed shot if you just simply stay in the vicinity.
So it shows. So that is kind of a good thing, I guess, in a way. The light at the end of the tunnel, or
I don't see that a lot. I'd like that she does that. That's a lost art in basketball.
And also, we don't talk politics here, but I respect this part. Angel Reese says she's not, quote unquote, educated enough on politics to comment on Kamala Harris. I totally respect her quote. She doesn't want to get stuck in that good, bad, or indifferent because she knows whatever she says is going to be taken the wrong way. So she's just saying, I ain't got no idea what you're all talking about.
I'm out. And that's good because everything, once again, is under a microscope.
Young, athletic.
They don't even get into that.
She don't play that. So I totally respect her. And by that, you never know how she's going. Maybe she's like, man, I really like this gal, but if she loses, I really got egg on my face. Or I can't stand this girl and she wins. I got egg on my face. So she's just staying out of it either way, Now,
the good thing is, do you agree with this, Andy, that athletes should be the rule for athletes and entertainers, singers, songwriters, bands? This should be the rule. Do your thing. Mm-hmm. Do not enter the realm of politics.
Yep. After you retire, maybe. If you want to have your own little podcast, go right ahead.
It whips up too many people into a frenzy. And I'm even saying for the good people who are doing it in a good way.
Right.
It whips up so much. It's just too much of a frenzy. Yep. Well done, Angel.
All right. WNBA format for playoffs. 8 teams make it. And it could be 1 team from one division and 7 from the other. It's the 8 best records. All right.
Yep.
So here we go with the standings. In the East, New York and Connecticut have the X means they've locked one up, not eliminated. I don't know why they used an X, but so those two have clinched a playoff berth right there, the New York Liberty and the Connecticut Sun. And the overall, let's see, Indiana's 7 and Chicago is 8 right now, and Atlanta 9. So those are the three fighting there for the last couple spots. And in case you did see the stat earlier, Indiana is Caitlin Clark, Chicago is Angel Reese. The rivalry continues for maybe a last playoff spot.
Yep.
And in the West, the Lynx have locked it up already. 4, 5, and 6 look like they're pretty much going to be there. It's not locked yet, but they're just kind of jockeying for position, I think. So, and the Las Vegas Aces are 18 and 11. They start out terrible, so that means they're rocking right now when you need to be. So just watch out for that.
They are the defending back-to-back WNBA champions, too. So look out for them. Andy, I looked at the schedule for the Lynx. There's 10 games remaining. So we're nearing the playoff push.
Yep.
Lynx are in it, of course, already. But these last 10 games, try to get out and get to a ball game, watch it on TV. It's going to be some good action coming up before the postseason.
Yep. I was going through my computer the other day and found some interesting things I wanted to bring up.
I love it. I love it.
Nolan Ryan led the National League with a 2.76 ERA in 1987, but only got to win in 8 of his 34 starts. He allowed a total of 7 earned runs in those 8 wins. He was 8 and 16 was his record that year, but had the ERA title.
So when there's no offense for the team and you're pitching good and there's no offense and you lose 2-1 or 3-2 or 1-0, you still get the loss, and that's tough.
He gave up 7 earned runs in his 8 wins. So if he wanted to win, it was all on him. Breaking news happened today. There he is. Danny Jensen will be on both sides of the box score. He played for Toronto. They called the game in the second inning. He never got an at-bat. Got his at-bat today with Boston. So he's on both sides of the box score.
So was that today?
Yep. First half of doubleheader, yep. And, I tried to look it up, and I couldn't find the answer. It was the top of the second. Call it and just start over as a doubleheader. It's still being played as a doubleheader, yes, but you're only an inning in. Why not just make up the whole game? I don't understand that.
I get confused on that as well.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the exact rule, but yeah, why not? And so that was the player that was on one team. They got rain delayed. They never made it up. It got suspended now until August. They played it. He got traded to the opposing team, and they're going to have him in the box score because he started the first game for the other team. He's going to be the only person, we believe it's the only person in Major League Baseball to appear in a box score on both sides in a single game. Has that been confirmed?
Yes, there is one player, going blank on the name, was back in the day, was traded in between games of a doubleheader to the other team.
Yes.
And also
switched the clubhouse. Yep.
Yeah, and there was one other guy going blank for it. Played for the Mets and the Expos. It was an early morning game. Got traded, flew out, played for their team. So he played in 2 games in one day for 2 different teams.
Yes, that is always some fun trivia questions there. But this is the first ever one single game. By the time it got completed, he was on both sides of the roster, the home team and the away team in the box score.
Here's what I want to see happen.
Yes.
Okay, because here's the thing. That guy the starting pitchers, for this could have come back. But say this is like the 4th inning or 3rd inning and you were down 1-0 and you got traded and pitched, could you get the win and loss in the same game?
I think so. I think that could actually happen.
He'd come back in and get the rest of it. That's the next stat I want to see.
Interesting stuff. So this guy gets it's 2 games played with only having 1 game played. He gets credit for 2 games played on the stat book.
Yep. So he could have 163 games played this year if he wasn't a catcher.
Yep.
Now, Major League Baseball, I missed it last night. I'll probably watch it one day this week. Had a special on Greg Maddux and just the professor he was. He won 4 straight Cy Young Awards. During that time, he pitched more complete games, 37, than he allowed home runs, 33.
I mean, Now today, the complete games alone is amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
there's
never
about
even going to get
37 in
that
4
in
years in
a
the league.
career. And the home runs, awesome. Good stats right there.
And Randy Johnson has spanned 55 regular season games with the Mariners. He went 36-3 with 16 no decisions.
Wow.
Dan's favorite part of the show.
Here we go. I'm getting the glasses on. I want to follow this.
The National League West is a combined 40 games over 500 since the All-Star break. No other division has a winning record over that span. All right. This is my soapbox.
Okay.
It's because of the balanced schedule. You're not so heavy in one divisional play all the time. So if the schedule falls right where you don't play a lot in your own division, you can go 40 games over. If you're playing each other for a few weeks, you're going to be at 500.
Yes.
When you have to play everybody nicely and evenly, this is going to happen more often than not now.
And I can,
So,
I can see
is this
10
a
or
good
20.
stat? Yes. Is it crap? Yes.
I could see, 10 or 20 games over, but 40 is a lot.
But it's because of the balanced schedule. That's the soapbox part on it is. It's like when they make up these other stats for stuff, oh, well, whatever. The stats that get made up. Well, he's got the best WAR on rainy days against left-handers. Whatever. No.
It's interesting.
Average
In fact,
hits,
there's
runs, RBIs. That's what I want to see.
so many stats. You can dig deep and cherry pick any strange one like this. Now, because of the balanced schedule now that they're playing, you're going to see more of this kind of stuff come up down the road. We've never had it in the past because there never really was a chance to get it.
Yeah, even with early play, it was hard because you still kind of were heavy in your division. But now that you've broken that up. The one stat I heard today, a lot of people were saying for Ohtani for MVP. A lot of people going, great numbers, 40-40 faster than anyone else. So what? He's a DH. He's not playing in the field.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying his numbers aren't impressive, but it's kind of like this. You don't know what they're playing, too. You might crash in the wall at first base or someone spikes you as you're playing first base coming, You're not playing the whole game. You're just DHing. So you are a little fresher every day.
Yeah, you're really, essentially, one could argue you're not even working up a sweat in the game. You're not going back and forth, playing the field, being involved. You're hitting the ball and coming and sitting down. So, and an average game, you're getting 4 at bats, maybe 5 plate appearances, or 4. That's it as a DH.
Now, don't get me wrong. He's putting up great numbers.
Yes, correct.
But you're DHing. Saw this stat today, number of at-bats by rookies this season. Detroit, St. Louis, and Boston all have over 1,000 at-bats. Okay, and they go down the line. The Mets have not had a rookie in at-bat this year.
So not a single rookie has made a plate appearance for the Mets in a Mets uniform this year in 2024 at all.
Yes, they called up guys from the minors and stuff, but they were all veterans. They weren't rookies.
So no, okay, interesting.
Now, you look at the the Mets, they're out of the playoffs. They wait. 1-99, Phillies and Atlanta. They're doing pretty good. The 100-499, here's Will the Pack. Twins, they're in the playoff hunt. Yankees are the Yankees. Oh, there's the Marlins. They suck ass. So it means nothing. But again, here's another stat to look at. 500-999 at-bats. Baltimore, one of the best teams in the league right now. White Sox, who might break the Mets record for worst record ever. Both in that same category.
Yep. That's interesting. I like it.
And I got one more thing here. Hate to end on a bad note, but here we go. Sid Vicious or Sid Justice or Psycho Sid, whatever you want to remember him as. Sid Udi passed away today. His son Gunnar put up there, dear friends and family, I'm deeply saddened to share the news of my father Sid has passed away after battling cancer for several years. He was a man of strength, kindness, and love, and his presence will always be missed. Will be greatly missed. If you don't remember Sid Justice or Sid Vicious, whatever I call him, wherever he was at, big, tall, Hulk. He used to be tag team partners with the Undertaker, and they were the same size. So you kind of picture that if you remember who the Undertaker was. Big brick shit house of a man, and loved playing softball. He'd take quote unquote injuries away from baseball or from wrestling to go play softball. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
hurt. I can't wrestle. And you go play softball season somewhere. So, yeah, Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, whatever I call him, has passed away.
Yeah, good stuff. The other thing I want to mention before the trivia question answer is Major League Baseball. You know, we're winding down the season we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
The thing I've been focusing on this year and last year, I've never done this really in the past, is really monitoring the minor league schedule. Minor league schedule for Class A, whether you're in low A or high A, there's count them, 2 series left, and they go 6 games and 6 games before the playoffs. Their season is really winding down. It's going to be done in 2 weeks. If you're not in the playoffs, they're going to be packing up. Class AA, there's 3 weeks left, a little longer. They've got these staggered so they end in succession. 3 more weeks left if you're in AA, and if you're in AAA right now, 4 more weeks left. So that's why I think baseball Major League is, I believe it's 5. It's in there, and then the postseason starts. The nice thing with the Twins with moving up 2 guys from AA to AAA was Carson McCusker, the big 6'8" outfielder, got promoted from 2A to 3A. And also it was Jefferson Morales, a catcher, moved up from double to triple. The thing there is that now it's late in the season. You get a chance to move up, play at AAA to see how you do, and you have the luxury of that 1 extra week to get those guys getting another week of work in to kind of see how they're going to do. Major League Baseball, like I said, 5 weeks left. The playoffs will begin after that. And the other thing was...
and also, if you're the AAA team like the Saints, and you got the playoffs coming up, I could rest my other catcher now by calling this guy up for a week to get work in. So
now, also with September 1st, correct me if I'm wrong, but Major League has their call-ups, their September call-ups. It used to be a big deal back in the day when the dugouts were jam-packed of all these players. Now their roster's at 26. They're allowed 2 more players. Typically, it's an additional pitcher, it's an additional bullpen guy, and an additional utility guy or
you're a utility infielder depending on where you're weak at. Yeah.
So they'll just bring those guys up. I'm not sure about
your DH is really your 4th outfielder in a perfect world.
Yes. So it's not that important as it was, I guess, in the past. If you weren't doing good, your fans were looking for who could we bring up that we can try out. Now, if we're out of the hunt, let's try this new prospect and bring them up. So we'll be hearing more news about that, I think, coming up, but not as much as you kind of heard in the past. Now, the Twins dropped a series against the Padres, and in the previous series against they just lost the Cardinals.
Yep.
So they lost back-to-back series after winning back-to-back series. Now you're on this homestand. This is where you're hoping to do well, right? Against average to high average teams. There's no world shockers in this team, in this schedule here. This is where you now need to rattle off some wins, win 2 out of 3, win 3, maybe some sweeps, and get your momentum going. Twins have come out flat, and now we'll see how they do against the Braves, who are doing good. So, but now you've got the other matchup, the Cleveland versus Kansas City. So the other teams are going to start racking up some losses or some wins, and they're going to beat each other up, and it's going to offset, hopefully. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch. NFL football and college football, Andy. Yep. This coming Thursday, as you're well aware, is the very first inauguration game. Each year they've been doing this last couple of years, playing a Thursday night national televised game. The Bison are in it. Colorado Buffaloes, which is the big Deion Sanders hype team. Horns up. That's Thursday night national TV. Gophers are also in the hunt with a game on Thursday night then as well. And so we're going to start seeing a lot of football coming in.
Little inside secret. Thursday night, we usually do our songs episode. We record at 8. Hits the waves about 9:30. We're recording early that day, so I don't miss the Bison game. So we
can't allow Andy to miss the Bison game, especially the first game of the season, especially in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, against the Deion Sanders coached team. He's going to be locked in, so we're going to move up the schedule, some other things to get done to make that happen. Gophers also in. Look for a Minnesota Gophers preview bonus episode this week. Look for a Minnesota Vikings preview bonus episode this week. Look for a Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament bonus episode this week for the Labor Day weekend. Lots going on this time of year.
It's FCS, Bison football, some Bemidji State football. Those shows will probably be Spotify only, though. Okay. So you don't have to sit and start me reading notes to you. It's going to be Spotify only for those, which is fine. Maybe later on I might copy them to YouTube with some pictures, like some podcasts do, as you know. You can watch on YouTube and you see one still shot for 8 minutes. I'm not into that because I don't have the time or patience to sit there and re-record it twice like that. So you have to just hear the golden tones only on those shows.
Exactly. And then the other thing is NFL has completed their preseason schedule. They've gone to this 3-game schedule. Last couple of years, they're done. All the teams have played 3, unless you were in that Hall of Fame game in Canton. They've got 4 games in. There's a full week off there. The games begin after that. Once again, on a Thursday, they will kick off like always. So NFL football, a lot of people busy with their fantasy football drafts this time of year, getting busy with that college and pro football, big time going on right now. Links, WNBA, a lot of things going on. Let's get back to the answer, Andy. It was Jamie Moyer, longtime pitcher in the major leagues, a starting pitcher. Spent a long time in the major leagues. 30 teams in the major leagues. The question is, go ahead.
Yep.
Oh.
I was going to say the answer, I'll give you a clue to the answer. The answer is a majority of his career, it was his uniform number also.
Jamie Moyer. Okay. So the question is, how many major league ballparks did Jamie Moyer appear in during his career? And keep in mind, the interleague games began while his career was going on, and the
during that wave of new stadiums coming in.
Explosion of new stadiums was taking on, where teams were getting rid of their old, putting in the retro, throwing in the old brick stadiums, getting rid of the domes and the cookie cutters. He was involved during both of those things. The answer, Andy, is what?
Well, as the kids would say, 50
ballparks he pitched in. The man pitched in 50 different ballparks in his career. I would say,
I like to know what his record was in each
back
ballpark.
in the day, it would have been 13 or 14 or maybe even 15 would be the most anyone would even get once you were locked into the American League or nationally. Interleague play came in. They started putting it back and forth. Balanced schedule came in. Teams got to play all over. The fact that he was a starting pitcher, you thought would be really harder yet to do. But the man played in 50 ballparks. That I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I got
to have Kevin look up the numbers, or Oswald, one of the two look up numbers. What was his record in each ballpark?
Yeah, that I am sure they do have that. They have the ballpark records, win-loss records for pitchers at each ballpark broken down.
Or even saves, because I think he was a middle reliever, long reliever towards the end of his career.
Okay. Yeah. So just imagine playing in 50, stepping foot and being on the mound in 50 different major league ballparks. Great feat there. Love stats like that. But that's all we've got. Is there anything else for sports that you can think of?
No, just keep your eye open on our social media pages for when our bonus episodes come out this week. This is bonus episode week.
Yes.
Fun begins. A lot of the bonus episodes, don't get me wrong, like the preview ones are going to be audio only. They only may be 5-10 minutes long. So don't go, oh, God, another episode. It's only going to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of your life.
Those will be quick ones to get in and out, listen to on your drive, running some errands, throw them in the car, listen to that kind of stuff. Nothing too big, but it should be fun. Good time of the year right now. We'll see you back next week.
See ya.